Hi, Melissa Deely back for day 12 of my gut health series. I've got today and then Wednesday, and then in October I'll be moving into a new series on hormones. But today's kind of a little bit of an overlap between both because I'm talking about sleep and our diurnal rhythm and how that affects the health of our gut as well. And you might not have heard of the term diurnal before, but it's actually the opposite of nocturnal. So we all know nocturnal and the animals that sleep during the day and are awake during the night. And we humans are diurnal, which means we are awake during the day and we sleep at night. And yet, that doesn't apply to everyone. Of course, there's shift workers that have to work all night long, so they have to sleep during the day. And then there are others who just get into a rhythm and consider themselves a night owl, and they like to be up through the night and sleep well into the morning. My teenage daughter is one of them. But reality is that is not actually how the human body functions at its best. And I always love to go back to the beginning of time. Yes, we've had many great or much great progress since that time. But when we're talking about our body and our health, going back to the beginning of time always gives us a clue as to what our body truly wants and needs. And the human body evolves very, very slowly. And so over that time, the body itself hasn't adjusted much. And of course, in our hunter-gatherer days, before the advent of electricity, we went to bed when it was dark and we got up at dawn. And that is what our hormones are designed to do. And so we want our cortisol to be peaking in the morning, waking us up, giving us energy to start our day, and then slowly lowering throughout the course of the day until the evening time, at which point melatonin starts being produced at dusk, and that helps us be getting to sleep and into a good sleep cycle throughout the night. Cortisol and melatonin are inverse hormones, so when cortisol is high, melatonin is low, and vice versa. However, as I've mentioned many times through this series, our daily life these days is high stress, which means high cortisol, and we might be triggering cortisol production late in the day, which is going to inversely affect our melatonin production and therefore our ability to get to sleep. And we are creatures of habit. We're all trying to do the best we can. Life's busy, work's busy, kids, families, all of these things can keep us stuck in that fight or flight state that I've talked about, and it becomes so normal. And you look around and you see everyone else stressed out too, that we normalize it and accept it and don't realize what's going on inside our body and the state that we're in and how we might be on a path to burnout, because this is how we're used to feeling now. Just like you don't see your children grow, you don't notice your own decline into not feeling as energized as you used to last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. And so sometimes it's really helpful to know, where is my body at today? What are my hormones doing? I'm not sleeping well at night. Is it because my cortisol levels are too high in the evening? Is it because I'm eating too close to bedtime? Is it because of my coffee intake and sugar intake during the day? Is it a combination of all of these things? And so we have a really great lab test that we can do. You've seen these boxes before. And for hormones, it's a saliva test. So you get some little tubes like this. A big one for the morning for when you wake up, and then 3 other ones which you take at noon, dinner time, and bedtime, and send it back to the lab, and we will get your results. And that will show us very, very clearly what is happening with your cortisol throughout the day. And then we know exactly how to create a personal wellness protocol for you that will help bring your body back into balance so that your cortisol patterns come back into a normal range, so your melatonin can also be functioning properly, and as needed we can be getting you out of that fight or flight state, calming the adrenals as well, and helping you get back to functioning optimally internally as well. So just wanted to let you know that that lab test is available. If that's something that you're interested in, feel free to go to my website, betterbrainhealth.info, click the work with me so we can have a conversation about where you're at and where you want to be, and how I can help you get there. So I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of the day. We'll be back on Wednesday for my last day in the series of gut health issues. Oh, and on that point, the link back to this and gut health is, of course, as I've mentioned many times through this series, when we are not sleeping well, we are breaking down the good bacteria in our gut, and that causes imbalance in the gut where our bad bacteria have the opportunity to take over, and that triggers inflammation, bacterial overgrowth, and general dysbiosis in the gut, which shows up in many ways in your daily life in terms of discomfort after eating, bloating, gas, and other such symptoms. Could be eczema, skin rashes, etc., headaches, brain fog. So going back to the sleep and understanding your diurnal rhythm is really important for also optimizing your gut health. So yes, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you on Wednesday for the last of my gut health series.